Hey all, Redfaw's here. The current state of pathing in Age of Empires is quite rough. But a couple months ago I found a new form of micro that can remedy some of these problems and also gives you access to abilities that are not possible through any other form of micro. So let's talk about it. Right now, I'm just going to show you what standard stop micro looks like. Guard micro and all the other forms of micro also look like this, right click micro. You can see it's quite painful to watch. These cav archers doing little loops, I call it winding, before they move to where I'm clicking them. I'll just spoil it. They don't win this fight. So let's try that again with a different form of micro. The form of micro that I'm introducing to you, which I call no attack stance micro. So we'll do the same thing. We'll let him get a couple shots before the knights go. Then I'm just gonna patrol them back on the stand ground. And then when the knights run at me, I'm just gonna switch to no attack stance and then stand ground when I want to shoot. Now, I think you guys can instantly see the difference here. I'll zoom in. My units are moving nicely. They're not winding or kind of twitching or whatever you want to call it. They're just moving in the direction that they should. And this fight, which I haven't microed very well, I've messed it up at multiple times, I will win every single time, compared to the first fight, which I lose every single time. Also, another benefit of this micro is I don't have to be looking over here. I could be looking over here and doing the micro on the mini-map. Well, I killed all the knights, but that's exactly what I'm trying to say. You don't have to be looking at your units or clicking on the map to be just changing stances. All I'm doing is changing between stand ground and no attack. Stand ground, no attack. Very simple. I have them down. So that is the first and probably most valuable use case of no attack stance micro. But let's look at some other use cases. So the next best use case for this no attack stance micro is when you're microing your archers or cav archers back to a hill. So often in Age of Empires, you micro the cav archers back to a hill while the knights are chasing, and then stick at the top of the hill, and then try to micro away the weak cav archers that the knights are swinging on. But I think you're seeing the problem there instantly. If this was the weak cav archer that they're swinging on, he has to run around all of his allies, and there's the knights pinning him in. So oftentimes they don't have valid paths, and they'll just get stuck and not actually be able to run away from the knights swinging on them. I can demonstrate that quite quickly. So here we go. We'll micro these back to the hill as well as I can. And we'll just stick it on this hill, and then whichever one's getting swung on, we'll try to micro them. Okay, I'm spam clicking that guy. He just got out. That took a while. Let's try microing another weak one. Oh, he's stuck on his ally. I think I'm demonstrating that nicely, and he doesn't get out. And oh no, they killed me all. Okay, let's try it now using no attack stance micro. It should be pretty similar. Roll back. Then which one's getting swung on? I'm gonna say that guy. I'm gonna say that guy. I'm gonna say that guy. Ooh, I was a little slow. That guy. This guy. This guy. And I think you guys can see the benefit of this. I am able to quickly, I don't even have to issue movement commands, which is great. Since they're already they've been issued the movement command by the patrol, but I easily win that fight now because my low HP units are baiting the knights to chase them, which is what would actually happen in a real game. So that is the second use case for a no attack stance micro. Now I can tell what you're thinking. Right now you're thinking, why did the cav archers on the hill perform so much better with that no attack stance micro? What's really going on? Well, I can demonstrate it really easily here. So here I patrolled my camel archers back, or attack move, it doesn't matter. It works with attack move as well. And let's say there's some knights on the front swinging on my cav archers. Well, it's really easy. I just switch them into no attack stance. Okay, next group is getting swung on. Okay, this guy, and I think you guys are seeing why it performs so much better than manually clicking them back. It's because when you micro like this, your units have no collision. So they can phase through their allies, which makes it impossible for the knights to chase. They just can't chase through enemy units. So that's why we perform so much better. Um, and that's the basic rules of a patrol. If you don't issue a unique movement command to your units after you've patrolled them, they will retain their no collision. So I'm just changing stances, which is not issuing unique movement commands or attack commands. Thus, they retain their no collision from the patrol. Now, the last note about this I will say is that you do not, if you're using a large number of units, you don't have to just be switching between stand ground and no attack stance. You can switch between any of the stances. You could be switching between defensive and no attack, aggressive, and actually, with a large number of units, if you patrol back on stand ground, some of them might split away like this. And if you do that on aggressive, actually, oftentimes they'll group up like that and kind of run the opposite way, which can be quite useful. So just know that you can do this micro here. I'm doing it on aggressive and no attack stance. You don't have to just do it stand ground and no attack stance. So the third use case for no attack stance micro is to perform a manual patrol stack. So let's start with what is a patrol stack. A patrol stack is a way to, most often with ranged units, stack all of your units in one spot so that they fire quickly. For example, I'm about to execute a patrol stack on this blacksmith right here. It's quite easy. I lasso selected all my scorpions, set them on stand ground, and then patrolled in. Now, I think you can see a problem with patrol stacking. They get stuck on the first building that they see. And oftentimes we don't want to be stacked on buildings. We want to be, it's definitely not the first building. We either want to be stacked on a select building like a town center or the units behind. So there is a way to patrol stack while you're in your opponent's base. For example, if I try to execute a patrol stack here to get that TC, you guys are seeing the problem. I instantly get stuck on all these other buildings. But you actually can do it with no attack stance micro. Just set them to no attack stance. And then when they get close to the target, wherever you want them to be, just lasso select them and set them to stand ground. So that way we can, and if they are not close enough, you can just basically do the reverse process. That way we can, even in a very small choke, shoot the thing that we want to shoot, which is the TC in this instance, rather than all these other buildings. This can also be used with galleys. On water maps, oftentimes your opponent will be patrolling their galleys next to one of their docks to protect their galleys. And if you try to patrol in, you'll get stuck on the dock and shot by their patrol stack. But if we use manual patrol stacking, we can patrol in and then just manually patrol stack when we're close to the galleys that we want to be hitting right over here. So that's the third use case of no attack stance micro. Okay, if you made it this long in the video, I'll just throw in another tech just for free, just for fun. This tech is quite powerful, and I've definitely never seen a pro player do it. I've never seen anyone do it, and it's called mixing. Here I have a bombard cannon sieging this castle, but I'm a little worried about my opponent's redemption monk. So I'll protect this bombard cannon from conversion by using the mixing tech. It's quite simple to do. All you do is get your Hussar near your bombard cannon, and then patrol over it. Now, as you can see, this patrol isn't really protecting this bombard cannon right now. I can click on it, which means that the enemy monk can click on it. But through the power of mixing, we can turn off the collision and make this much harder. To mix your units, all you do is select all your units and hit that line formation key, and suddenly their collision has been turned off, and now the bombard cannon is somewhere in this mess of Hussar. Good luck clicking on it. I'm not going to be able to click on that, which means the enemy monk is not going to be able to click on that. So this is mixing. It can give you some conversion resistance, and you can even do it with units that can't be converted, like rams. And now for the grand finale, I will combine the no attack stance tech and the manual patrol stacking tech, the one with the galleons, to do something that is just kind of out of this world. So here we have a siege tower. And we have our Mamelukes. We want to siege this TC, but we don't want all our Mamelukes to die. Well, we have a simple solution to that. We simply go here and we patrol over our siege tower, and then we mix them using the line formation. You can do this much faster, and then you manually patrol stack them all under the shadow of the siege tower, so that the TC can no longer, it is trying to shoot one of those Mamelukes, can no longer shoot these Mamelukes. Let's see if they will hit the one on the end. Nope, won't hit that one. Will it hit that one? Not that one. How about that one? Not that one. And very quickly, we've created a new type of siege called Siege Tower Mameluke. Classic way to siege a town center. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. Redfall is out.